it's a little
we've actually
yeah,
we haven't been on in 2
quite a
weeks.
while.
For us, for Jeff, it's been like 3 weeks. He has been away at Danny's and everything. So first, let's do my Witmer updates.
Witmer's updates.
As you remember, like a month ago, we said we were going to start changing these things, and these are the names of these segments that are our topics and everything that we're sticking with. And my updates actually goes back to 2 weeks ago, something I previewed on the last podcast we did with Baps, saying my sister and her husband were coming to town for the weekend. And honestly, it wasn't as crazy as the last time they were here, because if you remember correctly, that one we were playing beer pong and flip cup and everything.
That's right.
But also with that one was more, we didn't have our pool open yet. There wasn't really much else to do. No sports were going on. Hockey had just started when she came in. We watched the Oilers game here and there when she had a friend over and her husband, or her boyfriend, sorry. And we pretty much just hung out poolside for the most part. And we just exchanged beer pong for cornhole, which is a pretty fun game if we're being honest here. And especially for us. And surprisingly, Jeff, these were the teams, and I'll have you guess who won. So it was me and my sister's husband, Cole, Mitch and my sister, and my parents. Who do you think won?
So, I want to say you and Cole, but I have a feeling it's going to be your sister and parents.
It wasn't. It was my parents. My parents won.
So sorry. It was Sorry, you said it was Mitch and your sister, right?
Yes, and then
sorry,
it was my parents,
I got them mixed up. Yeah. So it was your parents who won. Dang.
Yep.
Wow.
Because we kind of did it
hustling you.
similar to how we did beer pong from the previous time. We split the teams up. We split into different teams. And first, we didn't do as much of a tournament for cornhole as we did for that beer pong. But for the cornhole, it was just first. It was me and me and Cole, and then my sister and Mitch, and they won the first game. And then they faced my parents, who beat them, and then my parents beat us.
Damn.
So, and
all right.
Surprisingly, my mom did it again. She's hustling everyone, because every time her go-to, and even in beer pong, it was the same way of, oh, I'm going to be the worst person here. You're not going to want me in this. And
then she just
ends up being the best. And even in the game against my brother and sister, she did better than my dad did. She was she held the whole team the whole time.
That's awesome.
And my sister weirdly has like the weirdest kind of throwing stance with how she like tosses the bag. She does an exaggerated like stomp, like front foot. It literally looks like she's one of the
stomp.
No, it's like if she's one of the nutcrackers or something like that. It looks like that, but she's throwing the bag, and it works for her at times. But it's just funny to see. We made fun of her a little bit.
And
for that.
The funny thing is, you mentioned that because just about cornhole and everything, everyone has their own style and whatnot. Mine, I still toss it underhand, but I don't know why, but I always add and it doesn't seem like it's possible. I always add a little bit of like, I kind of like chuck it to the side like that. So I'm kind of adding a little bit of spin on my shot somehow. Creates that little unique like back spin twirl. So, and one of the more funnier ways I've seen someone do it or toss the beanbags during cornhole probably wasn't because they were in the best state of mind. But I think that this is back in high school. When I was in high school, and one of my brother's friends, who's obviously of age and could drink, he, we were playing cornhole and everything, and he took a beanbag, and I think he was more so just having fun. He was lobbing it over this branch and onto the board, and I'm not gonna lie, he actually killed it. He made 2 on the board and 1 in the actual cornhole. It was impressive.
Wow.
So I would love to see someone kind of, use that style again, just tossing so happened there, watch, and we would all watch it go over the branch, and then just right in the hole. It was crazy.
For beer pong purposes, that would be perfect because then you can
Yeah,
just
right.
distract everyone throwing that up and then throw the other ball.
And then just bounce it in.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. I know Tommy and I. So anytime Tommy and I, or just like whoever not paired with, I tell them that strategy of, okay, you go so high, they're like, what is going on? And then the other person just tries to get in as quickly as possible.
Right. Those are fun games, though.
They
We
are.
weren't nearly as drunk, and they came in Friday night, and unfortunately, I literally had to work the whole time they were here, so I didn't really. I had to work for the morning or whatever, but I was still able to hang out with them. And then first night we played Rummicube or Rummy or whatever you want to call it, and it's not my favorite game. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
And because there were 7 of us, because everyone was playing, both my brothers, parents, and everyone was playing that. And the first game we were like, should we use 1 deck or 2 decks for it? Because 1 deck, it seems like it would have been too little.
Right. And 2 decks is like too much kind of thing.
Yep, that's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
And that first game, I think we played 3 rounds. The first round it went quick, but that's also because for the first game we did one pack, and then that one went quickly. I think my sister won that hand. Then the second hand, my dad won. It was another quick hand. I think that was another one we did 1 stack, and then the third game it took the longest. It might have taken, no joke, maybe an hour, maybe an hour and a half, just that game alone.
Oof.
Yes, because it was so many cards. And then you had the problem of, well, you have 2 of the same card, or suit or whatever. And I was like, it just got confusing at points and everything. It was just a very long game. At the end of it, yep, that's done. I don't think we're playing this again.
And you said this is what game again?
Rummy.
Yeah, my family and I, we love playing board games and games in general, but specifically, we love our card games. We have a lot of good card games we played over the years and everything, lots of fun. Rummy, I don't think that's I think one of the very few games I don't think we have really ever played. I think we used to play like Gin Rummy, I'm pretty sure, but we've never really played Rummy if I'm not mistaken. But
because our go-to game, because we still played every now and again board games, especially less now as we've gotten more into. We're not even really encouraging anymore, as the whole COVID and everything and all that has gone on. But instead, we've just been playing Domino's Mexican Train, which is a fun game, awesome, which has essentially become like our poker night. Because every Saturday afternoon, night at times, we just play that over and over again. And it's such a fun game.
Good game. It really is.
It's a little strategic kind of way.
It can be.
It can be at times, but it just, I don't know. It's just a really fun
question
game
about that game specifically. So do you guys play where and I don't know if you know the phrase or not, put the penny on? Do you use pennies?
We use actual trains.
No, I meant so let me explain. So with Domino's, with specifically Mexican Train, we use because we have an actual Domino's set, and I think it comes. I don't know if it's an actual Mexican on the train set or just regular Domino's we have in a tin box. But when we play, we have a bunch of pennies involved as well. Where let's say if you have if you're trying to go and it's showing a I don't even know all the colors and numbers, but let's say it's a 6-spotted orange domino, and you don't have that exact color to match it, you have to put a penny on your route, and in order for you to go the next turn, you have to get a piece that matches that 6 colored orange domino.
No, the only way we've done it similar to that, but it was just if you get a double but you can't satisfy it, and then
Right.
It's a similar way to that. I'm assuming that's what you're
Yeah,
talking about, but that's the only way we do it. We don't really do it with pennies,
I gotcha.
but it's a similar situation because
Sure.
with us it's like you'd have the train, and then if like someone says it's a double 9 or whatever, and you don't have
Mhm.
and no one has a 9, you just pick up a domino, then your train goes up. But everyone has to play that 9 or
Yes.
has to satisfy the 9 before they can do anything else.
I gotcha. Yeah. So because it's very interesting the way our set is, because there's like this little plastic thing in the
Mhm.
middle where you know what I'm talking about, where you basically start off on,
Yep.
you can start any train, I think. And it's been quite some time since I played, but I remember always our family would always bring it to us to the beach and everything. And I every time we would play, someone of course had to put a penny on. And I don't know who started it. I think it was my aunt and uncle's side of family from Pittsburgh. One night they just started saying the now famous Quake phrase of "put a penny on, put a penny on," and so literally the entire beach house would be just chanting "put a penny on, put a penny on." So it's been so much fun.
Mhm.
We even do that now today, and this happened like 15, 20 years ago or something like that. Like when we used to all play and everything like that. And because I remember just whenever I was just really young, we would play this, and just that phrase always stuck with me. But yes,
Yeah,
that was
that's also the one game all 5 of us actually play, because any
yeah.
of the other at times when you've played Trivial Pursuit, Matt would play, but anything else we've played, he
Yeah,
is not really playing it or anything like that. But Dominos, for some reason, it's one of those
there you
games
go.
he will always play. And the one thing that always makes it fun, and our family, so when we get a little competitive, especially near the end when we get like 1 or 2 tiles left, someone's like, please have a double that they can't satisfy, or if you can't satisfy it, don't satisfy it, so
Yeah,
that it screws
exactly.
over the person who has 1 tile left.
Yep. No, absolutely. And it's like you're all competing. It's like that one person you don't want them to win, so you
And
like,
then when you see the
all right, you
scores,
all
it's
team
like,
up. Yeah,
and then when you get the scores higher and everything, it's like, okay, I don't really care if you win, so I
yeah,
just want to get rid of my higher tile first.
exactly. Yeah. So and then
But that's
real
a
quickly, yeah,
go-to. That's been a go-to of ours for years.
yeah.
Like
And one of the big
it's
card games that we played is Oh Hell, and we also play Liverpool.
yeah,
Those are two
I've heard
very
of Liverpool. Yeah,
Liverpool's fun. Oh hell, the best way to describe it, I think it's also called like basically like a different game. I think the game is generally called Spades, where
mm.
you have I'm trying to think of the best way to describe it. Basically, like you deal out a certain amount of cards. You can start with typically I think we start with like 12 cards each, and then after each round you get one less card, so you work your way all the way down to one card in your hand to start. And basically the object of the game is to get the bid amount of hands you're gonna take. So like let's say if there's the 5 of us playing, and I say, oh, there's we each have 12 cards in our hand, and I whether or not you have the trump cards, which basically are like the cards in your hand that match the same colored suit. 'Cause you always flip one card over to begin the round. Let's say if it's a heart, then any card in your hand that's a heart means it's a trump card, and that means, let's say if you have like a 5 of hearts in your hand, but someone plays a queen of diamonds, even though it's not a diamond, and you play that heart because it's that trump card, it allows you to basically win that round unless
yeah,
someone has a higher
yeah.
trump card, of course. So.
Yeah, that's very similar to Spades.
Yeah,
If it's
it's
not like
basically the same
Spades,
thing,
yeah,
except yeah, exactly. So it's basically like Spades, except we do every suit, not just
got it.
Spades.
Yeah,
So yeah, but no,
but
it's
yeah,
fun though.
it's weird because
Um,
the way we uh
yeah.
got introduced to Mexican train was by my great uncle many years ago, like when I was a little kid. Like
No, really.
maybe like 7 or 8. I'd say one
Okay.
of the times we went down
Nice.
to my uncle's lake house down in South Carolina.
There you go.
He and my aunt had shown us this game, and every time we go down there, it's just something we've always played.
Yeah.
And even before coronavirus time, it was just a game every once in a while we just throw it out there. Hey, let's
Yeah.
play this or whatever, because it's
There
a
you go.
Friday night or whatever. It's a Sunday afternoon. We've got nothing else going on. There's no sports, no football, whatever. So let's just play that instead, and that's
Like
what
that.
it is. And especially this summer, similar to our pool that we've used more than any other year, we've definitely played that game more than any other time. And I don't.
Oh yeah,
It's also the
absolutely.
one game, surprisingly, we haven't really gotten bored of yet.
Yeah, it's
It's
funny you
literally like,
mentioned that.
because everyone has like not
Yeah.
I think I'm putting poker in there, but I'm sure everyone has their game. Like it's a poker nights, their card game nights, whatever, and that just seems to be our thing. It's always
Yeah.
Saturday afternoons. We're already done being in the pool or whatever, and we're just drinking. We're having a fun time. We're playing that, and that's just it. Sometimes we'll play it out in the deck, or sometimes in our kitchen or whatever. And that's just kind of how the past couple weeks have been. We didn't play with when my sister was in town, but that's kind of it.